الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون أياما معدودات فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم وقال الله تعالى في مقام آخر شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن وقال الله تعالى في مقام آخر تعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان وقال الله تعالى في مقام آخر فمن زحزح عن النار أدخل الجنة فقد فاز سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وبارك وسلم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all the creation that He's made, He has put some sort of responsibilities on all of them. So everything is created for a purpose. So the men, the jinn, the human, the animals, and all the other creation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says at one place in the Quran that everything that Allah ta'ala has created, they are doing the tasbih of Allah, but we are not able to understand. Everything is praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But every single creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has its purpose. And everybody is responsible for what they are created for. Nobody will be asked from more than what they are responsible for. So the animals that Allah Ta'ala has created, all what they do is eat, drink, reproduce. They don't have any, as such, intellect that Allah Ta'ala has given them. So they will not be responsible for anything what they have done. So they will not be asked as to what do they have to do, like other than that. But human beings and jinns are the two creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put some responsibility to them. And one thing out of many things that they have been given, the blessings that they have been given, is that they have been given an intellect and they have been given a heart. Can people hear me all right? And they are responsible for that. So this blessing, these blessings that Allah Ta'ala has given them, the intellect and the heart, they are responsible for them because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala demands something from them. And one thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala demands, from them is that they do righteous deeds and they stay away from bad actions. This is a responsibility that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put to human beings and the jinns. That they do righteous deeds and they stay away from bad actions. And the Arabic terms that are used for these two things are called takhliya and tahliya. Takhliya means that you clean your heart from the bad attributes, and tahliya is that you fill it with good actions or with good attributes. This is a responsibility for every single human being and every single jinn. And they will be asked for it. They are responsible for it and they will be asked for it. Nobody will be saved from it. And this is what our job is in this dunya, in this life. That this intellect that Allah Ta'ala has given us, we think, we take on the message that Allah Ta'ala has sent through His beloved Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And then we, after thinking and pondering upon it and absorbing it, we clean our heart from all the bad attributes and we fill it with the good attributes. And if anybody fails to do that, then he is a failure. This is all what a human being has to do in this life. The life of a human being is struggling for this. To clean the heart of bad attributes and fill it with good attributes. Everybody will be asked of it. Because we are made responsible for this. These blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, these are, Allah ta'ala will ask as to what did we do with these blessings. And in Sharia, the good actions that we do is called birr, and the bad actions that we stay away from is called taqwa. So to clean the heart from bad attributes is called taqwa, and to fill it with good attributes is called birr. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in one of the verses in the Quran, He says, "Ta'awanu 'alal birri wa taqwa," that you also bring in these good attributes within yourself, and you clean your heart of bad attributes, and also help others in doing that. You help each other that they are able to bring in good attributes and they are able to stay away from bad attributes. So everybody takes in birr and takes in taqwa. That means that they bring in good things and they get rid of bad things. You do yourself and you help others with doing that. Because this is the sole responsibility of a human being. Every single human being. And the opposite of birr, that if somebody is not able to do good actions, is called ithm. Which means, in English we translate it as a sin, but in general terms it's called ism. And the opposite of taqwa, that if somebody is not able to get rid of the bad attributes, is called udwan, being arrogant, being rebellion. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. And do not help each other, do not create an atmosphere that you are into ism and udwan. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that all what you have to do is that you have to bring in good actions and you have to get rid of bad actions. You have to bring in birr and you have to have taqwa. That means that you have to fill your heart with good things and you have to clean your heart from bad things. This is the sole responsibility of the human beings. That's all why we have been created. This is it. There is no other thing, because on the day of judgment Allah Ta'ala says that يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهُ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. On the day of judgment nothing will benefit you. Your wealth, your children, that's all what you're after. All what you're busy with is, how much bank balance I'm going to have, how many children I'm going to have, who I'm going to get married to. That's all what our focus is on. Allah Ta'ala is saying that, okay, this is something that is a need of your life, but this is not a goal of your life. The goal of your life is إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ, except to come to Allah Ta'ala with a sound heart. That means the heart that is free of any bad attributes, that means it has taqwa. And that it is filled with good attributes, that means it is birr. Allah Ta'ala is saying that's all what's going to benefit you, because this is the only responsibility that you all have in this life. That you make your heart like this, that it has birr and it has taqwa. When people have birr, again, the animals can't have birr. Animals cannot have taqwa because they are not even given this power to do that. They are not even given this power to do that. If you ask an animal, why don't you open the Quran and start reading it, they cannot. Because they are not even given the power to do that. They can't read. They cannot articulate the way that we do. They do, but it's very limited. The way that the eloquency that the human beings have. Ar-Rahman, Allam al-Bayan. It's Allah Ta'ala is describing, what did He do with what a blessing He has given to human beings that they are able to articulate. It's a huge blessing. So animals don't have that. So they don't even have this power or this strength to have birr or taqwa. Human beings have it, and the power of having birr, it is called amana. The power of having birr in the human being is called amana. And when people lose amana, they lose their iman. Because birr, every good deed that people do, it leads to the strengthening of the iman. That's why Prophet ﷺ said in one of the hadiths, La imana لا إيمان لمن لا أمانة له. That there is no iman who does not have amana. If somebody loses this power of having amana, this trust, that means that they have lost it. They will lose iman at one stage. And the power that human beings have in order to have that taqwa in the heart, this power is called haya. That power is called haya. And when people lose haya, then Prophet ﷺ in one of the hadiths, beautiful hadiths, he said that if you lose haya, then do whatever you feel like. Because then there will be no taqwa. If people lose haya, that means that they will never have any taqwa. That means that they can do whatever they feel like. So these are the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. And when people have this, this birr, people have amana, and people have taqwa, and people have haya, then they are the people of adl and ihsan. Then these are the people of adl and ihsan. Ihsan, what is ihsan? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, or Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam was told by Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, that what is ihsan? And Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam replied, al-ihsanu an ta'bud Allah ka'annaka tarahu fa'in lam takun tarahu fa'innahu yarah. That you live a life as if Allah ta'ala is looking at you. And if you are not able to look at Allah, then know that He sees you all the time. This is a state that you all should be in all your life. So when people have this birr, people have this power of amana, this trustworthiness, and people have taqwa, and people have haya in them, then they become people of adl and ihsan. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says at another place, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُ بِالْعَدْلِ وَالْإِحْسَانِ وَإِيتَاءِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَيَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ وَالْبَغْيِ يَعِظُكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He orders you that you become people of adl and ihsan. And that you be good with your relatives, and you stay away from bad things and from indecent things. So this is the job of a human being. That's it. Responsibility of a human being is that they bring in birr and they bring in taqwa. In other words, they bring in good actions and they stay away from bad actions. In other words, that they clean their hearts from bad attributes and they fill their heart with good attributes. This is the sole responsibility of a human being. That is it. If anybody is focusing on anything else in their lives, they are just deceiving their own self. That's it. All the other things that we do, they are just means in order to live our life. When we go out to work, it's a means to get in, halal rizq, or rizq provision that's lawful, so that we can take the other things. We can get the other things that are necessities of our life, but that's not our focus. If our focus becomes something else, we are deceiving our own self, because on the day of judgment, in the grave, even in this dunya, there is no peace with all of that. There is no peace. The peace only comes with the zikr of Allah Ta'ala. أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ. In only with the remembrance of Allah Ta'ala, the hearts get peace, that comfort. And subhanallah, because this is the sole responsibility of a human being, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed this sharia that we get all of this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed, He has given us this sharia so that we get our purpose, we get our goal. And if you look into the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created the sharia, He starts it with a very, very powerful thing. Everything has a year. Like there's a financial year, there's an academic year, there is a solar year, there's a lunar year, right? Everything is a year. For example, in our companies that we work in, normally financial year is what? January to December. December everything closes financially, right? Or if you go to, if you go to Saudi Arabia, they go with the lunar year, so it starts with Muharram and ends with Dhul Hijjah, right? The school year, it starts with September and ends in June, July, right? So there is a year that you start with a goal, right? And then you have a focus in your life for the whole year, and you end and you look back and see if you have achieved those goals. And subhanallah, the year of a mu'min It starts with Ramadan. The year of a mu'min, a believer, it starts with Ramadan and it ends with Sha'ban. And it ends with Sha'ban. And that's why in Sha'ban, when it's the end of the year, the people who do this performance management and all of that, they also decide when they're doing the end of the year, okay, what are we going to do next year? This is what we have achieved. And it comes in the hadith, in the Nisf Sha'ban, in the mid of the Sha'ban, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He announces, nobody hears that, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala announces, this person is going to get this much rizq in the next year. This person is going to get, his life is going to end next year. And all of that is announced in Sha'ban, in Nisf Sha'ban. So that's the ending of the year. And then the new year starts in Ramadan. So our year starts with Ramadan, and what a powerful way to start our year. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created this month of Ramadan so that we be able to get our goal that we all need in our life. And that is what? Birr and Taqwa. That we bring in good actions, or good deeds, and we get rid of bad attributes. And one of the things that help people in getting that birr and getting that taqwa is closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If people do not have that closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if people do not have that state of ihsan that, Allah ta'ala is looking at them all the time, then it's very easy for them to fall into sins. It's very easy for them to fall into bad actions. It's very easy for them as to not to do good actions, because if they don't have that closeness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why would they do any good action? The reason that we do good actions is so that we can get those rewards from Allah, so that we can get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So on the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed this Ramadan is that there are two things that are highly encouraged in this month. And one of those things is Taraweeh. And the second thing is Quran. Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that this is a month in which Quran was sent down. So Ramadan is the month of Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually chose this month for His Quran to be sent down at the lowest heaven, and then to the heart of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be. It started in the month of Ramadan as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose this month because the start of the year, and Quran is a very powerful tool in achieving the closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second thing that's the most powerful tool is prayers. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that a person is closest to his Lord when he is in state of sajda. And sajda is in the prayer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also is one of the ayahs of sajda, that you do sajda, to the end of Surah Al-Alaq, that you do sajda and get the closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made Taraweeh as a big sunnah for Ramadan. And that's also very amazing that the Taraweeh, people often debate about if it's 20 rakahs or 8 rakahs. By the way, it is 20 rakahs because Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, he established it as 20 rakahs. So, and all the other Sahaba, they confirmed it that it's 20 rakahs. Nobody ever debated upon it. And all the traditionally, we have been praying 20 rakahs. It's only a very modern time phenomena that, people have come up with this 8, just based on one hadith, which is not even about Taraweeh, by the way. But anyway, the 20 rakahs Taraweeh, there are 40 sajdas in Taraweeh. There are 40 sajdas in Taraweeh. And 40, this number has a big significance in our deen. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, when he was called to the mountain of Tur so that to be given Tawrat, he was asked to come for 40 days. And this 40 is a number that you see very often in our Sharia. Prophets did things for 40 days. So 40 means completion. And 40 is a sign of completion. And it's a very beautiful thing if you really reflect on the 20 rakats of Taraweeh, that, it has 40 sajdas, and you do 40 sajdas every day. It's as if you get the perfect, complete closeness, the perfect closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every single day when you do 40 rakats in Taraweeh is an extra prayer. And then Quran is, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in one of the hadiths, تَبَرَّكْ بِالْقُرْآنِ فَإِنَّهُ كَلَامَ اللَّهِ وَخَرَجَ مِنْهُ, that get the blessings from Quran because it is the kalam of Allah, it is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it has come from Him. A word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when people recite Quran, this kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has come from Him, it enters into your heart. So it's a complete closeness. In dunya, when two people love each other, when they are close to each other, the max that they can do is they are physically close. And still one cannot penetrate into each other. They can never do that. But subhanAllah, the perfection of closeness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that His kalam that comes from Him, when you read it, it enters into your heart and it's like perfect closeness. One thing penetrates it to another. What can be more closeness than that? Right? And it's very ajib that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that when people read Quran, it's as if they're talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a letter from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you read it, as if you're talking to Him. So what more closeness can be than that you're talking to your beloved? Okay. And it's a very detailed hadith of that is by Sayyidina Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anh. He said that the fasting and the Quran, they will both do shafa'ah on the Day of Judgment. They both intercede for you on the Day of Judgment. And the fasting would say, Ya Allah, we did not allow him to eat and drink and fulfilling his desires. So you please accept my intercession on his behalf. And the Quran would say, Ya Allah, I did not let him sleep at night, and I saved him from resting. Ya Allah, you accept my intercession on his behalf. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would accept their intercession. So Quran is a beautiful, beautiful way of worship, because it is as if you are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as if you are getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second thing is Taraweeh, that we do extra sajdas, and in fact 40 extra, and that also is a means of getting the closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed this month, this Ramadan, that we get that closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the other things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in this month is that all day long, what do? You don't eat, you don't drink, you don't fulfill your desires, your marital desires. And also you stay away from all foul things. You stay away from every foul thing. That's the purpose of fasting. One of the hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that if somebody comes and starts arguing with you, or start saying something that's not good, what do you say to him? You say, I'm fasting. I'm fasting. Don't engage me into any sort of argumentation. Don't engage me into any foul thing, because I'm fasting. One of the hadiths of the Prophet ﷺ is said that if somebody does not leave, somebody does not leave bad things in fasting, during fasting, then Allah Ta'ala is not in need of him leaving his drinking and eating. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala does not give him anything except hunger and thirst. And people stand at night and they're same old sinful people, and Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will only give them tiredness. That's it. So the actual goal of fasting is that we stay away from all bad traits. We stay away from all bad things. So Allah Ta'ala has designed fasting like that we clean our heart of all the bad attributes. We stay away from all of that. We struggle that we stay away from all of that. If you are not able to control our gazes during the other parts of the other months of the year, then we take extra care, special care that we don't look at anybody or anything that we are not supposed to look at. If we are not able to stop lying, then we should make extra effort so that we stop lying. If we are not able to get rid of jealousy from our hearts, we should make extra effort in this month that we get rid of jealousy from our hearts. If we are not able to take away all the ill feelings that are in our hearts, then we should struggle extra so that we can take away all those ill feelings from our hearts. This is the goal of Ramadan, of fasting. It's not about just eating and eating, drinking, and sitting in front of TV and, watching movies all day long. That's not the goal of fasting. The goal of fasting is that we clean our heart of all bad things, of all bad traits. And then this is all what we do all day long, from Fajr until Maghrib. Right? So clean. What are we doing? Bringing in Taqwa. Remember, that was the definition of Taqwa. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, kutiba alaykumus siyam, kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum, la'allakum tattaqun. That fasting has been prescribed on you as it was prescribed on the nations before you, so that you get taqwa. And then at night, what do? We fill it with birr. We go for Taraweeh. We pray 20 rakats. Then we read Quran. Then we get up for tahajjud. That's what we are doing. So this is designed at night that we fill it with birr. So Ramadan is designed, the start of the year of a mu'min is designed that we fill our heart with birr and taqwa. That we get rid of all bad traits and we fill it with good attributes. This is what Allah Ta'ala wants from us. This is what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala wants from all of us. And subhanAllah, when people do that, then Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala says that as-sawmu li wa ana ajzi bihi. That fasting is for me and I am the one who gives the reward. And we can only hope from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala that the reward that He has written, that He has not even explained or He has not even told us, then it is Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is Akram al-Akrameen. He is the one who is the most generous of all the generous. And it's only hope from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala that the reward that He will give as a result will be according to His status, according to His shan. So Ramadan is just round the corner. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in one of the hadiths, he gave a khutbah on the last night of Sha'ban. He gathered all the Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'een, and he gave a beautiful khutbah. And he said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, it's narrated by Sayyidina Salman radiallahu anhu, قال خطبنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في آخر يوم من شعبان فقال أيها الناس قد أظلكم شهر عظيم شهر مبارك. That, O people, a great month has dawned upon you, Shahrun Azim. Now imagine Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he is saying it's Shahrun Azim, it's a great month. There cannot be any doubt that it's indeed a great month. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even before he was made a prophet, he was known as what? He was Sadiq. He was the one who was truthful, and he was Ameen, he was trustworthy. And then he said, Shahrun Mubarakun, it's a very blessed month. Fihi laylatun khayrun min alfi shahrin. And it is a night that's better than 1,000 months. Shahrun ja'alallahu siyamahu faridatan wa qiyama laylahi tatawwa'an. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made obligatory the fasting of this month, and He has made the standing in the night as a nafal thing, as something that is a voluntary act. And then it says, "Man taqarraba fihi bi khaslatin kana kaman adda faridatan fima siwahu." He said that whoever wants to get the closeness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in it with something that is a voluntary, it is as if he has performed a mandatory act in any other month outside this. وَمَنْ أَدَّى فَرِيدَةً كَانَ كَمَنْ أَدَّى سَبْعِينَ فَرِيدَةً فِيمَا سِوَاهُ. That whoever does a mandatory thing in this month, it is as if he has done 70 mandatory acts outside this month. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases the reward of every single thing. وَهُوَ شَهْرُ الصَّبْرِ. He said this is a month of patience. وَالصَّبْرُ ثَوَابُهُ الْجَنَّةُ. and the reward of patience is paradise. وَشَهْرُ الْمَوَاسَاةِ, and this is a month of sympathy. This is a month of sympathy. It's another good trait that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants all of us, that we put it in our hearts. It is a month that we increase in our ikhlaq. It is a month that we should increase in our character. One of the hadiths that I mentioned, that you don't argue with anybody, is part of that. But it's not only that. We should make sure that we don't lie. We should make sure that we don't cheat. We should make sure that we talk to people in a good way. We should make sure that, we also remove all of those things that people are not able to see, which I've already mentioned: ill feelings, jealousy, any sort of pride, any sort of arrogance. This is all part of that sympathy. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us. Allah ta'ala wants all of us to live together as brothers, as well-wishers for each other, not as enemies. وَشَهْرٌ يُزَادُ فِيهِ رِزْقِ الْمُؤْمِنِ, and this is a month in which the provision of a believer is increased. مَنْ فَطَّرَ فِيهِ صَائِمًا كَانَ مَغْفِرَةً لِذُنُوبِهِ وَإِتْقَى رَقَبَتِهِ مِنَ النَّارِ. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that whoever feeds a fasting person in this month, for him will be forgiveness of his sins, and he will be freed from the hellfire. وَكَانَ لَهُ مِثْلُ أَجْرِهِ مِنْ غَيْرِ أَنْ يَنْقُصَ مِنْ أَجْرِهِ شَيْءٌ. And the person who will be fed, his reward won't decrease, but the person who will be feeding, he will also get the reward of the person that he is feeding. So when the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they heard this, they were always there to get all of these rewards. They wanted to get all of these rewards. So they spoke. They said, قَالُوا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ لَيْسَ كُلُّنَا نَجِدُ مَا يُفَطَّرُ الصَّائِمِ. That Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, not all of us can have this power that we be able to feed people. What should we do? We are poor people. What can we do? How can we feed people? فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعطي الله عز وجل هذا الثواب من فطر صائما على تمرة أو شربة ماء أو مسقة لبن. He said you don't have to cook a feast. You don't have to cook like 100 dishes. You can get this reward just by feeding another person with a date or a sip of water or a sip of milk. That's all what you need to do. And then Prophet ﷺ said, وَهُوَ شَهْرٌ أَوَّلُهُ رَحْمَةٌ وَأَوْسَطُهُ مَغْفِرَةٌ وَآخِرُهُ عِتْقٌ مِّنَ النَّارِ. That this is a month that the first part of it is mercy, the middle part of it is forgiveness, and the last part of it is the freedom from the hellfire. So the ulama and the mashayikh have given different explanation of this. But one of the explanations that I love the most, that our mashayikh have given, is that there are different kinds of people. There are some people who always work on their hearts, and their hearts are such that they are ready to receive the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time. As soon as they slip, they do tawbah, they ask Allah ta'ala for forgiveness, and their hearts are pure and they're clean and they're sound. Then there are some other people whose nafs normally dominate them, and they feel attracted towards the sins, but they're not arrogant people. They're not arrogant people. They feel bad about it, but because their nafs is too strong, they're not able to stay away from the sins. And there are a third type of people who are so arrogant that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala seals their hearts. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala seals their hearts, so that no mercy is able to penetrate in their hearts. This beautiful month of Ramadan that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, the mercy is so much. The mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala falls in this month so much that nobody is deprived of that. People whose hearts are sound and are pure, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَهُوَ شَهْرٌ أَوَّلُهُ رَحْمَةً. That the first part of it is mercy. So for these people, the mercy starts penetrating into these hearts from day number 1. For the first 10 days, they start absorbing all of that mercy. But then the second type of people who are like in the middle, the nafs dominates their soul, their rule. So when the mercy starts penetrating, like showering upon their heart, slowly, gradually, their heart melts. And وَأَوْسَطُهُ مَغْفِرَةٌ. And the middle part of it becomes forgiveness for them. Middle part of it becomes forgiveness for them. So all the sins that they have done, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so extremely merciful in this month that even though that their nafs has been dominant throughout the year, but when they strive in this month, when they stay away from all the sins during the day and they fill their heart with birr at night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after the first part is over, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives them of all of their sins, and they also start getting that mercy. They also start getting the share of that mercy that Allah ta'ala is giving to the people. But the last part of people, the third sort of type of people, the people who have been arrogant, even these people, if they realize and they fast and they stay away from sins and they do good deeds, they pray tarawih at night and stay away from all the bad things during the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even does not deprive them in this month. The seal of their heart breaks. The seal of their heart breaks, and because they have been so arrogant that their name was already in the list of the people of the hellfire, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His infinite mercy, He takes their name out of that list. وَآخِرُهُ إِتْقٌ مِّنَ النَّارِ. The last part of it is emancipation from hellfire. The people who have put their names in the list of the people of hellfire, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His infinite mercy, just because this small little struggle of 20 days that they have done in this month, Allah ta'ala takes their name out of that list. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, مَنْ خَفَّفَ عَنْ مَمْلُوكِهِ فِيهِ غَفَرَ اللَّهُ لَهُ وَأَعْتَقَهُ مِنَ النَّارِ. And he said, this is a month in which whoever lightens the load of his slave, Allah ta'ala will forgive him and free him from the fire. And then he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that وَاسْتَكْثِرُوا فِيهِ مِنْ أَرْبَعِ خِصَالٍ خَصْلَتَيْنِ تُرْضُونَ بِهِمَا رَبَّكُمْ. That you should do 4 things with abundance in this month. And 2 of them is to please your Lord. And these 2 are فَشَهَادَةُ أَلَّا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَتَسْتَغْفِرُونَهُ. That one is that you recite La ilaha illallah a lot in this month. You do a lot of tasbih of La ilaha illallah in this month. And number 2, you should seek for His forgiveness a lot. Make sure that you do abundance of istighfar in tahajjud, during the day, at the time of iftar, after tarawih. All the time, do a lot of istighfar. Ask Allah Ta'ala for forgiveness, because we are in the third category of people. We have been so arrogant people. Allah knows, looks like we have a seed on our hearts. We need that our name be taken out of that list of the people of hellfire. And we have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a lot of forgiveness, so that because of the blessing of this month and because of the mercy that falls in this month, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also takes our name out. So we have to ask for forgiveness, and we have to testify there is no God but Allah. And then Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, وَأَمَّا اللَّتَانِ لَا غِنَاءَ بِكُمْ. He said that there are 2 things that you cannot even live without that. There is no way that you can live without that. وَأَمَّا اللَّتَانِ لَا غِنَاءَ بِكُمْ عَنْهُمَا فَتَسْأَلُونَ اللَّهِ الْجَنَّةَ. That one thing is that you should ask Allah Ta'ala for paradise. How can you live without being into the paradise? How is it possible that you take on the punishment of Allah Ta'ala in this dunya or the grave or in the hellfire? How is it a possibility? He said you should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for paradise, because you cannot live without that. وَتَعَوَّذُونَ بِهِ مِنَ النَّارِ. And you should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He saves you from the fire. That He saves you from the fire. We can't even put our finger in the fire for 1 second. How will it be possible that we be able to enter into hellfire for a second? Where the fire of the hellfire is like far, 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 far greater in strength than the fire of this dunya. He said you cannot live without that. Ask Allah that He save you from the fire. And then it said, وَمَنْ سَقَى فِيهِ صَائِمًا سَقَاهُ اللَّهُ مِنْ حَوْدِي شَرْبَةً لا يظمأ حتى يدخل الجنة. And whoever feeds or whoever gives a drink to a fasting person, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him a drink from my pond. From my pond, drinking, after which he will never feel thirst until he is entered into paradise. So this is Ramadan. And we should avail this opportunity, my friends. It is amazing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful that He gives us this chance every year. You know, how many times can you fail? Say if you appear in an exam, you fail once, you may get another chance, a supplementary exam. You sit in that exam, you fail in that exam, they'll say, okay, you have to repeat that year. Maybe there is another, if you're working for somebody, you make a mistake, okay, be careful. Second time you make a mistake, I'm giving you a last warning, be careful. Third time you make a mistake, He fires you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us this chance every year. Just imagine if Allah ta'ala takes people out from hellfire every year. He's giving us this chance every year. But the thing is that who knows that if this chance would be given to us next year or not. We don't know. 15th of Sha'ban that has just passed, it was announced. Person Fulan and Fulan is going to come back to me on such and such date in next year. It has been announced. Maybe our name is in that list. Allah knows. But we cannot be arrogant enough that we get another chance and we try to fail. Despite of the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us all the opportunity that we pass. He's giving us all the opportunity that we pass. Just imagine, as if Allah ta'ala is finding excuses that we pass. That we achieve our goal of getting that sound heart, that we get rid of bad traits and we fill it with good attributes. As if Allah ta'ala is giving us a chance. Finding excuses somehow. This is a month where shayateen are chained. One of our biggest enemies, other than our nafs. We have to train our nafs in this month, but shaitan is chained. So anything that we still do in this month, we have to look into ourselves. We have to blame ourselves, not shaitan. Every single night, people are freed from hellfire in this month. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in one of the beautiful hadiths in Bukhari and Muslim, he says, "Man sama Ramadana imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbihi." That whoever fasts the month of Ramadan with belief and with the hope of reward, all of his past sins are forgiven. وَمَنْ قَامَ رَمَضَانَ إِيمَانًا وَاحْتِسَابًا غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ. Whoever stands for Taraweeh in Ramadan with belief and with the hope of reward, all his past sins are forgiven. Every single night people are taken out from hellfire. In one of the hadiths, Prophet ﷺ said, if a woman performs her 5 prayers, fasts her month, guard her modesty, obeys her husband, it shall be said to her, enter paradise from any of the gates of heaven that you may wish. Given a choice, enter from whatever gates you choose. All creation make dua for the people who fast. It comes in the hadith that Allah Ta'ala has given this special blessing to this ummah of the Prophet of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that when people fast, every creation make dua for their forgiveness. The fish in the water, the ants, the crocodiles, the flies, these cockroaches, every single creation of Allah makes dua for that person. Allah Ta'ala is finding excuses that this person be saved, this person passes this test. Du'as are accepted. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens the door. We make dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts that dua. All du'as are accepted at the time of suhoor. All du'as are accepted at the time of iftar. As if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given people 60 blank checks. You write whatever you feel like. You write whatever you feel like. We are stingy in writing. Allah ta'ala is not stingy in giving. You write. And we don't even get up for suhoor. Oh, I've eaten it. I don't feel like eating in the morning. It's not about feel like eating or not feeling like eating. So the suhoor has a barakah. This is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us as a blessing. We should take opportunity of this blessing. And number two is that we should take opportunity that because we are anyway getting up, pray 2 rak'ahs and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are not able to get up for tahajjud in the other times of the year, but this is an opportunity for us to get up and pray 2 rak'ahs, extra rak'ahs of tahajjud and ask Allah. هَلْ مِنْ سَائِلٍ فَأُعْتِيَنَا. Allah Ta'ala announces, is there anybody who wants so that he be given? Especially in this month, when Allah Ta'ala even accepts the dua, a special concession is given. And at time of iftar, ad-dua inda al-fitri mustajaba. The dua at the time of iftar is an accepted one. And we are busy, gossiping, people invite each other and they're just talking and gossiping and, just somehow waiting, looking at their clocks when the fast would break and, just waste their time. Literally waste their time. I'm not saying don't go and don't invite people. If you invite people, 5 minutes before iftar, just shut up everything. Stop talking. Raise your hands, make dua. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel shy. What are you shy about? Some people say, I feel shy, people are around and if I raise my hands, what would people think I'm extra pious? You encourage other people. You raise your hand and let's encourage other people that they also make dua. What to feel shy about? Raise your hands. Women are cooking and cooking until the last minute and they lose this opportunity of this time where du'as are accepted before iftar. It is as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving compensation of the work that we have done during the day. Allah ta'ala gives us compensation for the work that we have done for His sake during the day. Why are we so stingy in asking? Repeat, if you don't have anything to ask, anything extra to ask what we have been asking. Allah Ta'ala loves those people who ask Him again and again and again. There are angels that Allah Ta'ala has appointed when people ask the same things again and again, they say to Allah, Ya Allah, it's a very familiar voice. And then the reward, as-sawmu li wa ana ajzi bihi. Fasting is for me, I'm going to give the reward. And if the King of the heavens and the earth and the one who has the treasures of the heavens and the earth, when He says, I'm the one who is going to give the reward and He's even kept it secret, we can only hope that what it's going to be. And one of the ways that our ulama have read this hadith is as-sawmu li wa ana ujza bihi, that I am the reward. I am the reward. Allah Ta'ala creates a special gate in paradise for the people who fast for His sake. True fast. Now fast that is free of bad traits and is full of good attributes. That fast. Allah Ta'ala has created a special gate. It's called Ar-Rayyan. And on the day of judgment, people will be asked, where are those people who fasted? True fasting. And people will get up and say, this is your door, enter. And ask if Allah Ta'ala is finding excuses. Laylatul Qadr. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. What do you know what is Laylatul Qadr? Laylatul Qadri khayrun min alfi shahr. Laylatul Qadr, this night of Qadr, is better than 1,000 months. It is just, a way to describe as to, what it is. Better than 1,000 months. 1,000 is a number that in Arabic is used for abundance. It's better than many months. It's better than everything. This one night. The people of the past ummahs, they were given long lives. So the Nuh alayhi salam, he gave he passed on the message for 950 years. The people were given long lives. And they will come with all of those good deeds, and this ummah will come with their 60, 70 years. With little deeds, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't deprive this ummah of that. And in fact made it easy. He gave one night, which is better than 1,000 months, almost more than 83 years. And so you worship that one night, I'll give you reward for more than 83 years. And every single night that you get, in every Ramadan, you will get reward for more than 83 years every Ramadan. And subhanAllah, just imagine if Allah Ta'ala had asked us to worship for all of those 1,000 years that if He had given us that long life. Allah Ta'ala has made it so easy for us. And that is, different riwayat, but find it in the odd nights of Ramadan, last 10 days of Ramadan. Odd nights of last 10 days of Ramadan. That is the 21st night and the 23rd, 25th, 27th, 29th. So the night following the 20th day of fasting is the 21st night, for example. See, the Aisha radiallahu anha, she asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Prophet, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if I find this night, what should I recite in this? He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you find this night, say, Allahumma, what is that? Innaka afuwwun, that Ya Allah, you are the one who forgives. Tuhibbul afwa, Ya Allah, you love forgiving. Fa'fu anni, Ya Allah, please forgive me. This is something that we should recite. And of course, do extra prayers and extra tilawah on that night as well. And Laylatul Ja'iza, the last night of Ramadan. Basically, the night between the last day of fasting and the day of Eid. That's called Laylatul Ja'iza. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala frees this much number of people every night of Ramadan from the hellfire. And all the people that have been freed from the hellfire during the whole Ramadan, that number is freed just on that one night. Laylatul Ja'iza. As if Allah Ta'ala is finding excuses. As if Allah Ta'ala is finding excuses, how can my person achieve his goal of a sound heart? And people are wasting that night, gossiping. They can't even pray 2 rakahs, raise their hands, ask Allah Ta'ala for forgiveness. And for the reward for the work that they have done for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the best of it all, لِلصَّائِمِ فَرْحَتَانِ. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that for the people who fast, they have 2 moments of happiness. فَرْحَةٌ عِنْدَ فِطْرِ. That one of the moments of happiness is that when they break their fast. Long days. And summer, this time is mashallah happening in summers. Long days. People sometimes they feel hungry, sometimes they feel thirsty. They are waiting for the Maghrib time to come, and as soon the Muazzin says, Allahu Akbar, they feel good about it. Because this is our need, we want to have intake. People feel happy about it, which is very natural, there's nothing wrong about that. The Prophet ﷺ said, one moment of happiness is when they break their fast. And the second is, وَفَرْحَةٌ عِنْدَ لِقَاءِ رَبِّهِ. And the second moment of happiness would be when they will meet their Lord. When they would meet their Lord. So how can we be deprived? How can we fail to achieve that goal of ours, that is to get that sound heart, to get rid of all the bad traits and fill it with the good attributes, to bring in Birr and Taqwa. Prophet ﷺ said in one of the hadiths, which is very dangerous, he said, that this is the in Anas radiallahu anhu, he said, دخل رمضان فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن هذا الشهر قد حضر قوم فيه ليلة خير من ألف شهر من حرمها فقد حرم الخير كله. That whoever is deprived from good in this month, then he is deprived of all good. And he said, وَلَا يُحْرَمُ خَيْرَهَا إِلَّا مَحْرُومًا. Nobody is deprived in this month except who is really, really deprived. Who is really deprived, who is mahroom. So we need to make sure that we take full opportunity of this month, my friends. It is coming very soon. In fact, we won't even realize. We don't want to get it by surprise. We don't want to just get up one day and realize, it's Ramadan. We should try to make some effort so that we can start getting the blessings of this month from day one. From day one. So a few things that I recommend everybody to do is, number one, don't leave suhoor. It is a blessing. It is a barakah. And Prophet ﷺ said, its eating is a blessing. So do not abandon it. Even if one of you wants to just take a sip of water, don't leave it. For verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His angels shower their praise upon those who consume suhoor. Subhanallah. We are eating and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending His blessings. Why? Because we have just done a deed that pleases Him. That's it. All this for our own benefit. As I said, don't miss the Hajj. Get up 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early. Inshallah, pray 2 rakats as the Hajj. Raise your hands, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again, after you're done with suhoor, don't sleep. Make sure you go to the masjid and pray Fajr with congregation, with Jama'ah. Don't leave it. Women pray at home. There's more reward for women to pray at home. And there is more reward for men to pray in the masjid. Iftar, when it's time for iftar, when Adhan is called, don't delay it. Don't eat before that, but don't eat, don't delay it. Prophet ﷺ said, people remain in good as long as they hasten in breaking of their fast. And as I said, make dua before iftar. Don't waste that time, please. Do not waste that time. Raise your hand at least 5 minutes before iftar. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One thing that I should definitely mention, that the mistake that people do, is that when the Fajr time starts, and here it is so easy because we have timetables, and we have timetables everywhere now. As soon as the Fajr time starts, the fast starts. People sometimes they're hearing azan, people keep on eating. Their fast is not valid. Their fast is not valid. They have to repeat that fast if they eat during the azan. Because the time of the fast, it starts with the start of the Fajr time. If people eat after that, their fast is not valid and they have to repeat it after Ramadan. They take a hadith that, Prophet ﷺ was eating when the adhan was going on. It wasn't the adhan of Fajr. It was the adhan of the Hajj. There were 2 adhans that they used to call at that time. So when adhan starts, or let's put it that way, when the time of Fajr starts, the time of fasting starts, and if anybody eats after the time starts, then the fast is not valid. Not even toothbrush. Not even toothbrush. It's makruh. It is disliked. And if it goes into your throat, even this little bit, the fast breaks. So make sure that we take extra care of that. And then break your fast with masnoon du'as. With the du'as that are confirmed from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma inni laka sumtu wa bika amantu wa alayka tawakkaltu wa ala rizqika aftartu. We are breaking our fast from the rizq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we should tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, I fasted for you, and I believe in you, and I trust in you, I have full trust and tawakkul in you, and I am eating from the provision, from the rizq that you have given me. Tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And once you eat, when you break your fast, then there's a beautiful dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said that he used to recite after eating the date, ذهب الظماء وابطلت العروق وثبت الأجر إن شاء الله. That the thirst have quenched, and the veins have become moist, and the reward has been established, inshallah. Feed people at iftar. There are so many people who are deprived of good food. These laborers who are here, subhanAllah, these people, they don't get very good food every single day. Make sure that Ramadan they do. And hasten in good deeds. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves people when the people who compete with each other in good deeds. So make extra efforts. Recite a lot of Quran. This is the month of Quran. This is a month of Quran. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. And that has a special connection with this month. And as I said, it brings that extra closeness to Allah Ta'ala. So at least once make sure that you cover the Quran cover to cover. Start from the very beginning, from Surah Al-Fatiha, and end with Surah Al-Nas. Cover to cover, make sure that you recite the whole Quran at least once. At least once. It is the right of the Quran that we recite it once in Ramadan and at least once outside Ramadan. It is at least. And if somebody is able to go in Umrah, that's also a very blessed act, because Prophet ﷺ once a Sahabiya, she wanted to go to Hajj, and her husband, he denied. He said, he gave his camel in charity, so he did not have any means to take her to Hajj. So she went to the Prophet ﷺ, she complained about her husband. And Prophet ﷺ said that when Ramadan will come, you perform Umrah. And he said ﷺ that when people perform Umrah in Ramadan, it is equivalent to Hajj. And in another riwayah, it says that Umrah in Ramadan makes up for a Hajj with me. ﷺ. That's what he said. And give a lot in charity. Prophet ﷺ was very, very generous, but in Ramadan, it comes in the hadith, it was like a blowing wind. Everything that he had, he would just spend. Sayyidina Anas radiallahu anhu, he asked Prophet ﷺ once, which charity is the best? He said, charity in Ramadan. And if people can take off from their work, I would strongly recommend that men, to sit in i'tikaf. And even women, to sit in i'tikaf. I'tikaf is spending last 10 days of Ramadan in the masjid. It is like, you admit yourself in a hospital. In the US, they said you check yourself in. Just check yourself in the hospital. People who have really deadly diseases, when you go to the hospital, the doctor says, the emergency doctor says, oh, you can't go. I can't let you go, you have to check in, you have to admit yourself. He said, I cannot let you go until your symptoms go away. And it's very dangerous for you. And the spiritual diseases that we all have, Allahu Akbar, we're literally at our deathbed. And we have to check ourselves in the hospital. The women's i'tikaf is in their homes. So the musalla that they should dedicate a musalla in their house, and that corner of their house, more it's inside the house, is better it is. And the rules are the same as that they cannot go out of that place without any necessary reason. The necessary reasons are normally basically to relieve themselves in the toilet. Or if they have nobody to cook for them, that's all what they can get out for, but nothing else. But, read the masail of the rulings of i'tikaf if anybody wants to do that. And the last but not least is that please stay away from sins. Stay away from each and every single sin that we do normally. Stay away from each and every single sin. In every single sin that we do, it creates that hole in our hearts. And all the mercy, all the nur, all the light that we may gather in this month of Ramadan, Allah Ta'ala's mercy is showering upon us. And we gather all of that, our heart, the seal breaks, we start gathering all of that in. But if we're still sinning, all of that nur and that light, it just drains out. It just drains out. And there is nothing left. And we'll get out of Ramadan, mahroom. We'll get out from Ramadan really deprived. So we don't want to do that. And the reason is because Prophet ﷺ, despite of the fact that he was so merciful, he was so kind, he was so generous for his people. And he would sacrifice one goat for himself, he would sacrifice another for all of his ummah. The angel of death is coming to him, asking him, Ya Rasulullah, Allah Ta'ala is calling you. And he loved Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wanted to meet with his beloved. But he asked the question to the angel, what will happen to my ummah after? He would cry all night, and so much tears would come out of his eyes that his blessed beard would get wet. And Allah Ta'ala has to intervene, what are you sad about? Ya Allah, my ummah. What will happen to them after I die? And Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. Allah Ta'ala will soon grant you something that you will be extremely happy. And he said, Ya Allah, I will never be happy if my ummah will be in trouble. This was his mercy for his ummah. This was his generosity, his loving nature for all of us, for me and you. But subhanAllah, that hadith, that really is very scary hadith. When he was stepping up the mimbars, and he stepped on the first mimbar, and the second and the third, and he said, Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. And Sahaba asked him, radiallahu anhu, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that, Ya Rasulullah, you never say Ameen stepping up on the mimbar, and today you did something that's not your sunnah, that's not your habit. And he said, Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam came to me when I was stepping on the first mimbar, and he said that, that ba'uda man adraka Ramadana falam yughfar lahu. Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam said that destruction is unto him who finds the blessed month of Ramadan and let it pass by without gaining forgiveness. And I said, فَقُلْتُ آمين. I said, Ameen. He is making dua with destruction, that who finds Ramadan does not avail the opportunity to get the forgiveness, and Prophet ﷺ is saying, Ameen. And then said second, when he stepped on the second mimbar, then the Jibreel said, destruction is unto him, before whom your name, O beloved Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, is taken, and he does not make dua to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala to invoke blessings on you. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Ameen. And the third, when he stepped on the third mimbar, Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam, he made a dua that destruction is unto him, in whose lifetime his parents, both of them or one of them, they reach old age, and through failure to serve them, he is not allowed to enter into paradise. I said, Amen. So let's not waste this opportunity, because as I said that Allah Ta'ala is showering His mercy in this month, and only a deprived can be deprived. So please, let's not sin. Let's not sin. Fast the way that we should fast. Pray 20 rakats of Taraweeh. Find a masjid. If the best is if they recite the Quran cover to cover in Taraweeh as well. Even if you have to travel 10-15 minutes, doesn't matter. Find a masjid, go there, listen to the Quran, recite Quran, and then
do all the things that I have recommended. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us that we be able to get full opportunity of this month that's coming. And we are from the people who actually get all the blessings that are written for the believers in this very month. And that we be able to achieve the goal of our life, which is that sound heart, that is a sound heart full of birr and full of taqwa. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
इश्क कभी मुझको नींद ऐसी सुला जाना है, इश्क नबी मेरे दिल में मेरी समा जाना, मुझको भी मोहम्मद का दीवाना बना जाना. ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह. सुभान रब्बियल आला. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من النفاق وأعمالنا من الرياء وألسننا من الكذب وأعيننا من الخيانة، فإنك تعلم خائنة الأعين وما تخفي الصدور. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها، أنت وليها ومولاها.
اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم أعنا على سكرات الموت وعلى غمرات الموت. اللهم بارك لنا في الموت وفيما بعد الموت. اللهم انصر المجاهدين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر إخواننا المسلمين في كل مكان. يا أرحم الراحمين، يا أكرم الأكرمين، يا كريم، يا غفار، يا رحيم، يا ودود، يا ودود، يا ودود، يا وهاب، يا وهاب، يا وهاب، يا ستار، يا ستار، يا ستار، يا منان، يا منان, يا Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen, please accept this gathering from all of us. Ya Allah, please forgive us of our shortcomings, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Ya Allah, please accept this gathering from all of us. Ya Allah, accept, Ya Allah, the struggle of all the people who have come, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Ya Allah, accept their coming, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, because of the barakah, because of the blessing of their coming, Ya Allah, please accept this gathering from all of us. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, this very night we ask you for forgiveness of all the sins that we have done. Ya Allah, we make true tawbah, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we make true tawbah from our sins, Ya Allah. And we beg you, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen, that you break that seal from our hearts. Ya Allah, so that when your beautiful month Ramadan comes, Ya Allah, we are able to absorb all the mercy that you, Ya Allah, do send down on the hearts of the believers, Ya Arhamar Rahim. Ya Allah, save us from being the deprived ones, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahim, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahim, please forgive us, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, before the month starts, Ya Allah, please, Ya Arhamar Rahim, we beg you that you forgive us. Ya Allah, so that we be able to benefit from this beautiful month, Ya Allah, from day one, Ya Arhamar. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Allahumma arina al-haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittiba'ah, wa arina al-batila batilan warzuqna ijtinaba. Ya Allah, please, Ya Allah, open the goal of our lives, Ya Allah, for us, Ya Allah. Let us see it, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Ya Allah, allow us to struggle to achieve that, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Ya Allah, save us from, Ya Allah, wasting our time. Ya Allah, Ya Arhamar Rahimin, save us from wasting our time. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Akram al-Akrameen. Every single moment that you, Ya Allah, bless us, Ya Allah, of this life, Ya Arhamar Rahimin, allow us to take full benefit of each and every single moment. Ya Arhamar Rahimin, Ya Akram al-Akrameen. Ya Allah, it's only out of your infinite mercy, Ya Allah, that you have granted us, Ya Allah, another month. Ya Allah, please allow us to live until that month comes in, Ya Allah. Ya Rahman Rahim, give us, Ya Allah, enough life, Ya Allah, that we be able to see this month. Ya Allah, please. Ya Allah, don't take us away without, Ya Allah, seeing this month, Ya Rahman Rahim. Ya Allah, every Ramadan we say the same thing, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, but we again fail and we again slip. Ya Allah, we again go back to the same state, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we have full hope in your mercy, Ya Allah. That you have given, that when you give us this month once again in our life, we have hope, Ya Allah, that you again will reset the state of our hearts, Ya Allah. Give us that strength, that energy, Ya Allah, that we can take, Ya Allah, outside this month. Ya Allah, allow us to save that state, Ya Allah. So that when it's time to go back to you, Ya Rahman Rahim, Ya Allah, that we are in a state that you are happy with us, Ya Allah. That we have achieved the state of the soundness of our hearts, Ya Allah. So that it will be able to benefit us on the day of judgment, Ya Allah. Ya Rahman Rahim, Ya Akram al-Akram. Ya Allah, we thank you for all the blessings, Ya Allah, that you have given us. Allah, we thank you for the blessing of Ramadan. We thank you for the blessing of every single day and every single night, Ya Allah, that you have given us. We thank you for the blessing of, Ya Allah, for the rizq, for the blessing of the house, the blessing of the family. Ya Allah, the blessing of this air that we breathe in, the blessing of the sun that comes out, the blessing of the night that we can rest in, Ya Allah, the blessing of every single thing, Ya Allah, all the blessings we thank you. Ya Allah, you have promised, and in shakartum la'azidannakum, that if you give thanks, you will increase us. If you give thanks, then you will increase us in, Ya Allah, your blessing. Ya Allah, we beg you, Ya Allah, that you increase us in our blessings. Ya Allah, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, wa fil akhirati hasana, wa qina adhaban nar. Allahumma inna na'udhu bika min zawali ni'matik, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, please save us, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, increase in our blessing. Ya Allah, have mercy on us weak people. Ya Allah, don't put us into any test, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, please invite us again, Ya Allah, to your beautiful house. Ya Allah, invite us again to the house of your beloved, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya Allah, with khair, with afiyah, Ya Allah, with adab. Ya Allah, please forgive us for the lack of adab that we have shown when we visited land. Ya Allah, we beg you, Ya Rahman Rahimeen, that you don't make it as a hujjah against us, Ya Allah, that we don't get the invitation again. Ya Allah, we beg you, Ya Allah, that you please forgive us, Ya Allah, and invite us again. Ya Allah, invite us again, Ya Rahman Rahimeen. Please invite us again and accept it, Ya Rahman Rahimeen. Ya Allah, never, Ya Allah, never shut your doors on us, Ya Allah. Allah, have mercy on all of us, Ya Rahman. Ya Allah, please save our iman. Ya Allah, save iman of our children, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, save iman of every single person who is going to come until the day of judgment, Ya Rahman. Ya Allah, please, Ya Allah, we have not given proper thanks of this blessing of iman. Please forgive us, Ya Allah. We beg you that you please protect us, Ya Allah. Please save our iman. Ya Allah, please save us from sinning, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, please save us from sinning, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, give us the honor of your obedience, Ya Allah. And save us from the disgrace of your disobedience, Ya Rahman Rahim. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman Rahim. Save us from disgrace, Ya Allah, after that you have given us honor. Ya Rahman Rahim. Ya Allah, please. Ya Allah, put curtains on our shortcomings, Ya Allah. Ya Rahman Rahim, Ya Sattar, Ya Kareem, Ya Rahim, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, please accept us to serve your deen, Ya Allah. Ya Rahman Rahim, please accept us to serve your deen. Ya Allah, we definitely are not worthy of serving your deen, Ya Allah, but we still beg you that you accept us to serve your deen. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman Rahim, our life will be so empty, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, if you don't accept us to serve your deen, we beg you, Ya Allah, that you please accept us. Ya Rahman Rahim, open ways for us, Ya Allah, that we able to take your message, your beautiful name, and the beautiful name of your beloved Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to every corner of the world, Ya Allah, with khair, with afiyah, and your protection, Ya Rahman Rahim. Save us from all shurur, all fitnas, Ya Rahman Rahim. Ya Allah, when it's time to go back to you, we beg you that you please be happy with us before you give us our death. And you give us tawfiq to recite kalima as our last words. And you call us with those beautiful words of Ya ayyatuhan nafs mutma'inna irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiyya fadkhuli fi ibadi wadkhuli jannati. Allah, make our graves from the gardens of paradise. Make the questions of the graves easy for us, Ya Allah. Fill it with light, make it spacious, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, on the day of judgment, please give our books in our right hand. Give us the shade of your throne, and then we know every shade. Give us the water from the blessed hands of your beloved Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya Allah, please grant all of us His intercession, Ya Allah. Please grant all of us His intercession, Ya Rahman. Please grant all of us His intercession, Ya Allah. And Ya Allah, please let all of us enter into paradise without reckoning, without questioning, and give us a place in the blessed feet of your beloved Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya Allah, we know that is too much to ask, Ya Allah. We beg you, Ya Allah, that you grant all of this to us without putting us into test, without putting us into any, Ya Allah, fitna, Ya Rahimeen, with khair and afiyah, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, it's so easy for you, Ya Allah, even if you decide to give all your prayers to every single person of this, it will not decrease in your prayers and iota, Ya Rahimeen. We beg you, Ya Allah, that you please grant us all the good of this dunya and all the good of this hereafter with khair and afiyah. Allow us to use this dunya for the sake of our hereafter, Ya Allah. People who ask for du'as, Ya Allah, you know their needs more than we do. Ya Allah, grant them all what they are looking for, more than what they are in need of, more than what they ask for, Ya Allah. With khair, with afiyah, Ya Allah. People who are sick, please give them perfect cure, Ya Allah. People who are in troubles, Ya Allah, calamities, please take them out of those troubles and calamities. Ya Allah, people who are in search for, Ya Allah, for their partners in life, Ya Allah, give them partners, Ya Allah, pious partners, who will help them, Ya Allah, in their deen, in serving of the deen, Ya Allah, in protection of their deen, Ya Rahimeen, and use them to serve your deen, Ya Rahimeen. Ya Allah, people who have children, Ya Allah, please save them. Ya Allah, protect them, Ya Rahimeen. Ya Allah, use them to serve your deen, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, give them barakah in every single thing that they do in their life. Ya Allah, people who do not have children, Ya Allah. Allah, please, Ya Rahimeen, grant all of them pious, Ya Allah, children, healthy children that will become the coolness of their eyes. And Ya Rahimeen, help them in serving of the deen and accept all of them in their generations to serve your deen, Ya Rahimeen. Ya Allah, please accept it. Ya Allah, accept all what we couldn't ask, Ya Allah, with khair and afiyah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين والحمد لله والشكر.